Welcome back. I just thought I'd do a little video to show you what I've been doing lately. Um, I'm just at home this morning in my little corner here where I just sometimes sit and do little watercolours or sketch in my little sketchbook. So I just thought I'd flip through some of my sketchbooks. I don't work on one sketchbook. I've always got several on the go. So I'll just show you through a couple of the ones I've got here with me this morning. So I'm going to turn you around now and show you what I've been doing. So in no particular order, as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little sketchbooks here in front of me. So I thought I'd just show you. This is the first one at hand. So that day I was just trying out some pencils. The dreaded seagulls, they always seem to find a way into my sketchbook, because if I'm down by the harbour, there's always loads of seagulls down there. And they do make very good, they will sit quite still for quite a long time, so they do make quite good little sketches when I'm just sat there. This was down in Ilfracombe Harbour, as you can see the rocks behind. I just had my pencils with me and I just thought, yeah, let's have a go. And I probably am one of the only ones that sketch seagulls, apart from my partner Steve. He does them sometimes, but most people don't really give them the time of day, and they should, because they are beautiful birds, and what would the seaside be without them? So let's big it up for the seagulls. So here they are. But as I say, I often actually sketch them. I'm always down at the seafront there. Oh, this was a day. Oh yes, I was out just sketching. That was early January. And they are actually crows, I think. They were crows or jackdaws or something. But I've given them orange beaks. They're not blackbirds, but they actually look like blackbirds there. I quite like this sketch, actually. It's very quick and fresh, and I just did it really quickly, just did it with a couple of limited palette, couple of colours. This one, again, I did down, I actually did this sketch down in Woolacombe, at the top of Marine Drive, and there's the steps that go down through the sand dunes, and you can get right down on the beach there, have a beautiful walk along, which I do quite a lot. And I actually put in 2 magpies. I saw the 2 magpies there that day. Yes, I wrote down here, look, Marine Drive, Woolacombe. I don't know why it's not very bright. I don't know if I'm actually videoing this with my camera from my phone, and I'm holding it. I haven't got it on a tripod or anything. So I'm going to stand up and show you. That was the same day, I think I did that. And there was a couple of big crows there, and then in the distance there was some seagulls. But I always like this grassy effect. I like doing things like that. Oh, this one. Oh, this is the heron I saw at Stourhead in Wiltshire. We walked around Stourhead, famous National Trust Gardens, and we saw the heron float. He flew past us, actually, and I just had this sketchbook with me, so I very quickly, sketched him in, and later on I just put a little bit more detail at home. These are some of the birds that I saw while we were at Stourhead. got the heron, mallard ducks, a green woodpecker, lots of woodpeckers there, sparrow. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a drink. Got a dry throat. Just getting over a stupid cough that I had. This is the lovely, great big tree. I think they call it the tulip tree. This again is in Stourhead. So we sat on the bench there and I quickly sketched this tree out. It's enormous. It's the biggest tree, I think, actually in the whole of Stourhead. This is the lake behind it. And I've got all sorts of things going on here. I've got crayons, pastels, a little bit of watercolour. There's this massive, great big hole in the tree trunk. And I actually put in the owl. So I did see an owl, but not at Stourhead, and he wasn't sat in there, but that's my artistic license. So I thought I'd pop him in that hole. I think he looks rather grand, actually. Let's have another look. Yes, I quite like him. He looks very grand. Ah, this is the RSPC. No, not the RSPC. It's the bird count. Every year we do the bird count of birds that we see in our gardens. And that day I made a list of the birds I saw in my garden. You have to sit for 1 hour. I just sketched in a few things that I saw. The grey dove, the pigeon. We've got quite a few pigeons that are always pecking around the front of the ground there. And what's that one? I can't remember what that one is. I think they were the rooks. And the seagull, of course, coming past. So that day, I actually put in, and then you go to the website and tell them what you've seen. So I always take part in that. Now, this I saw down by a little bit of land that we've got. That day I went down. I like doing some paintings down there. I saw this massive bird. Now, I'm not sure. I think he is probably a buzzard, but he did look much larger than the buzzard. And actually, let me show you these feathers. These are buzzard feathers that I found down there as well. So I have a feeling it probably is a buzzard, even though at first I was very thrilled because I thought it was something else. But I wrote down, look, I saw this big bird high up in the tree and I thought it was, I don't know, probably an eagle, I thought. I put there that I thought it was an eagle, but I also put really with question marks. I've actually made him to look like a buzzard now. Oh dear, very sad day. My little cat, I can't find her at the moment, she's upstairs I think, she killed a wren. It was the day she'd lost her collar. I let her out and she brought it in and I'm afraid the poor little thing was dead. So I just thought I'd try and immortalise him. There we have a... Oh, I was down the beach again, picking up bits of seaweed, and there's a sea goddess in the distance there. Now this one I did while I was sat in my car, of the waves crashing over, and limited palette, just 2 colours, sky blue, and actually this is Payne's grey, which I love. I love this Payne's grey. So I enjoy doing that, and I started it with a fine liner pen, so that's something else I was doing. So that's as far as I've got with that one. This one, I usually take 2 or 3 sketchbooks down with me, so if that one's wet, waiting to dry, I can carry on in this one, but there's all sorts in this one. When I first got my cat, I was mad about cats and just doing shapes of cats. That's a little study of St. Peter's graveyard, Martin in Devon. It's near opposite where I live, actually. That's with a pen, a fine liner pen. I just sat gazing out and thought I'd do some sketches. This is something I've started, so when I go down there again at the harbour, I can put a bit more into this. This is of the actual harbour. This is a quick sketch. I love the way these dogs' legs are going. They're almost back to front. It made me laugh when I really looked at it. And there's man and lady pulling their little dog along. That's down on Martin Beach, heading down towards the caves. Another page of cats. This, I'm not sure what that is. What does that say up there? Sometimes I jot things down. I'm probably just trying out a few different materials that I've got here. Yes, here again, it's just swatches, trying out colour swatches. I think that's, I'm not sure what paint that, I think it's gouache actually. And this, oh, lots of little sketches here. Very quick sketches, 1 minute sketches, very quick sketches. I think this was when we were up in Essex. Yes, Point Clear. It's quite fascinating up there. I've been up there before. Got my niece lives up there now. Oh yes, and some shells from the oyster beds. Lots of little sketches there. Clapton-on-Sea, that's where she's moved to. Ah, Great Egret. Yeah, we saw all these birds. Swans. Oh yes, there's another one, look. Flying over. I really like doing these birds because they've got these lovely long legs, straight legs, and beautiful, massive wings. I really like these. They're strong birds. That was a quick sketch. What else have I got in here? And I'm just trying out some oil pastels there. That was, oh, this is funny because that was King Charles's coronation and it was on the telly and I just thought, wow, look at that. I forget what this lady's called here, but she was there the whole time leading the procession. I should have written down. I must find out and write that down. There's King Charles, the bishops there with him. Oh, this is interesting. This, where was that? Didn't write that down. I think that's probably down at Martin Beach. The tide's gone out, but the boat's been left behind. There's a little lad here messing around with his bucket, picking up shells, what have you. I put this piece of paper there just so as it doesn't smudge so much. Oh yes, that was the same day. Saw a couple of guys just chatting away. They just stood there for ages talking to each other, stood there while the tide was just going out. Ah, this is a cormorant that I saw down in Ilfracombe Harbour. I was fascinated by him. I thought I'd do a very quick sketch of him. This is trying to represent the rocks he stood on. That's done in pastel. Ah, this is the fastest birds in the world. I think I was watching the telly. A programme all about how they go and put the rings around the babies when they're born. Wing-tailed eagle. Hamza's golden eagle chicks, because they went up to the when the mother was away, they went up and got the chicks and brought them down and put the rings around their legs. It's interesting to watch that programme. I just did a quick sketch. These are the autumn colours, just splashes of colour. This, I did this the other day as well, down in Woolacombe, when I had one of my little sketchbooks there drying. I just quickly did this sketch as well. I quite like it because I got all the colours. This is sand dunes, and then, you know, from that picture I showed you first. So that's something I was doing. That's something else I started. I probably will paint something over that. I'm not sure what yet. So that's that sketchbook. This one is completely full up with lots and lots of different mediums, but the same scene. Down in Woolacombe, this was. Just trying out different colours. Just flip through it quickly because there's quite a lot in there. A few birds. Taunton Dean crows. I stopped there, and when I was going up and down from Somerset to Devon, I stopped there and have a drink. There's always a lot of crows, so I call them the TD crows. Let me go back to Woolacombe. There's a seafront, little sketch of the seafront, funfare. The waltzers over there, candy stalls. Back to Woolacombe, windsurfer. This sign seemed to get in all of these sketches. Well, it was there, so I put it in. So I enjoyed doing those. Coomsgate. So take your sketchbooks out with you when you go for walks, because it's amazing what you can just put down very quickly. What's that one? Let's go back. This one you can see what's happened. I've damaged it because I closed it when it was wet. So that's why I've started putting these pieces of paper in. Oh, that was just a quick sketch of the funfare down the seafront. But I'll try and finish it off again and do something with this, because I opened the page up and it's just stuck badly. So now we've got this other sketchbook I've had. This is a little watercolour sketchbook.